You don't want to ralungisa throat. Kudala kuqhwatywe izandla ke sana.
Ziqhwatyiwe?
Yho, yadlala wena.
Hayi, khange ndizive ziye zasoft.
Ndicela ndingaxokisi kuthiwe and. Singena ngo-and namhlanje and.
Yeah, no kudala silapha sizama ulungisa sicingelwana zizinto.
Yeah, nibophatha ipeni nam nencwadi. Just easy.
I think I left it by ebubeleni, man.
Wow.
I know we're carrying the same thing. Ephondweni, uNantsika uzithathile ibhola. Uthathile itoys zakhe, uFloyd. Abantwana bedlala.
uFloyd.
Kaloku. NguFloyd kaloku omoshe ipati yeSummers.
Oh, hayi nditsho nam ndisenqawuthethana ntoni.
Uyimoshile, man.
Nguye obaxelileyo. Kahle I feel. Nguye oyenze abantu bayazi ba kwenzeka ntoni because bengasingayazi thina besaziqhaba kuzowakhisa ama-awards. Then yena wathetha ke ngokuba 28 million kodwa abantu bebethe 5 million ekuruleni. Kutheni kuzoba 28 million? Hayi, abuse of resources le.
Kwenzeka ntoni kwiSummers as an institution or as an institution? Because iSummers okoko zasenzeka fresh and sponsors were on board this whole time.
Kaloku bhuti umculo industry awusafani ngoku. Yebo. So I think kenyani mhlambi azisekho exciting into yeSummers. Need to revisit as well but ithini imele ntoni yenza ntoni. Yebo.
No, in all fields there is awarding. There's a ceremony. You have Liberty Radio Awards. There's Arts and Culture Awards that I don't understand.
I
don't know. I don't understand them. Okay. I the sensory and then you have like each and every
sporting awards, whatever. Yes. I get it. But also in Endizamwiteta is that perhaps the way in which people relate to music is not the same because for anyone to sponsor into ezawufana award ceremonies and whatnot, they have to be getting something out of it. They have to be in people's faces and whatnot. And abantu abasabukeli as much as abantu kuthiwa ama-awards ngoku.
Ukuba i-production yabo ayizoba kwi-world class because now with the internet see global stage, whether we like it or not. And we have placed ourselves as South Africa as the leaders in the continent. Even though when you talk music, you have more musicians coming from Nigeria who have Pondoland global appeal. But Tina
to finish mawe they need to figure out how to place the Summers in people's faces, how to make them relevant again. For instance, umntofana nam nandihlala ku-YouTube anaxesha la TV umzekelo.
Yes.
And nangona ndinayo iTV anaxesha lika-SABC. So ubuza ukudlala iMetro Awards ku-SABC 1 andizaziphosa.
Abakafiki kwi-level where they stream like
le nto ndiyithethayo
same time.
Now I could be live on YouTube ndibukele ndihlale nabo phaa but bengekazenze ezaa nto imetros beziyenzile into enjalo. Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Because nazo ndothuka sekuthiwa mna Song of the Year vibe daqomba andinakhandiana wabekho Metro Awards and whatnot because you can't just because mhlawumbi you're on radio assume that wonke umuntu kumamele and radio is enough of a platform. Funeka wenze zanto zenziwa ngokhaya.
Okay.
Yabona bakumamela abantu emoyeni but also uploader nakweli cala.
Oh, and I saw something
uyafaka
cool, bro.
TikTok njalo njalo. So there's a lot that people now you have to work harder for followership because people have a lot of options and if you are not in any of those options you're also gone.
And the attention rate is highly contested. Like there's pop-ups, there's everything.
Yes.
I saw something cool U947 we are streamer like 24 hours on YouTube. There are no necessarily right now abakabinazo like videos for the presenters in studio, but they have shows. You can actually tune into YouTube and listen. It's some Joburg Pink station. Anel.
Oh, okay. Yileyo Anel asebenza kuyo manithetha ngolo hlobo Thixo.
Ya manifesta. Anele ibambe mndase. Sure yeah.
So with le way nithetha ngaye metros, it was only live streamed ku SABC Plus. And beku streamwa the black carpet arrivals plus the actual event as well.
Doing SABC Plus.
Yeah, channels SABC.
AP.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chris Solution. The content that we shot.
Na good DTTV.
Pondoland that we shot, Urban Exchange.
SABC Plus, SABC Plus, akakuku YouTube.
Yeah, man, guys.
Oh, okay.
SABC Plus, like I type up ungene kwi website.
Oh, so it's some sort of an Plus. App.
Yeah, buma Netflix, buma catch up. Ben bugal zone 14 the week.
Okay.
Oh, no chisa. Home Affairs.
So by streamer park and go.
Yeah.
So I content we shoot up we Urban Exchange, both the R&B edition and the hip hop edition. It's on SABC Plus. So nipale pa we don't payo. You know, but with this thing here, Nancy Summers, now I think there's something wrong. It's either ila looting frenzy, kutwa hiyo lepa mansusibisi. Which is Ntlantla Sibisi, the CEO Karisa Uba kutwa inansika the looting friends uthi yena is cheap political scoring uba ibizwa lando. People are settling their political scores and thus affecting the music industry. And xa bethetha besiya out there, they portray themselves as people who want to better or contribute positively.
So inoba yi-politicking between who and who?
Ubu mamele lento busimamelisa yona uvele wa direct unanzi.
But mamele kaloku into sayine uFloyd uyithethile lento ne?
Yes,
I agree with that.
And but called out an ANC guy.
Oh, then ke upresident wathi ba he advises against this thing because kuthiwa it divider abahlali. Polarize.
Yes.
Because now abahlali bathanda ngibana uzokhutshwa 28 million asinamisebenzi. Yabona ezininzi izinto sinezidingo ukuthi 28 million for i-awards beyithethile ke nosisigodo pha eMonti
uthini
bayena i-department yakhe akafuni beyi-department ye-events and gigs.
What does he mean by that?
Uthetha nge-longevity ye-programs ezenziwayo that get funded ukuthi if sizakhupha 4 million for a festival, what happens the next day ngapha kwepapalaza? Yebo, so abantu bavuka qha banepapalaza, whereas mhlawumbe unganika 4 million to i-program efana nomyalezo phesho.
Yes, Raquel.
And it's on for 6 months. People are actually making a living for a good 6 months.
Then
longevity, legacy of these projects that we do.
Kaloku kuthiwa maskana when you go out for a funding, look at the wording that they use bona ababantu abazawukhupha le funding, ne? And then ensure that you align your project to what is written or to the scope.
Yes, that's fine. But akathethi ngeprojects ezidlulileyo mos ne. Uthetha nje ukuthi yena njengebefikile njengoku akafuni le department department ye events and gigs.
Then they must work.
Mhlawumbe izawutshintsha in the future uyibone ba isafeature indaba events and gigs. We don't know. Mhlawumbe izawuhlala ikhona. We don't know. But I was just mentioning ukuthi iya aligner lento yenzwe ngoku pull up back kweSummers. It aligns with what he said because nyani ke uFloyd pha kwela address yakhe nge13 uthi yo bana ngaba bekuthiwa le 28 million sizawubona i-rewards or benefits zayo within the immediate community, developing other artists and whatnot and what. This is the Summer Awards project that led up to the Summers or that happened post the Summers. But there is nothing like that.
Oh no, what devastated. Whoa, bra. Bebes Christmas
to move from a presentation yokuthi we can do this with 5 million and we can have a decent event. It means if baby nongezelela mhlambi 3 million. Utsho kaloku uba ubuyimamele laa nto bendinimameliseyo.
Okay.
You would have heard Floyd. You would have heard Floyd saying, aba bantu presented ku-Ekurhuleni municipality and they said, budget-wise, with 5 million rands, we can do a decent show. Okay. So I'm saying that had they gotten to KZN and KZN gave them 8 million, which is 3 million above the 5 they spoke about Ekurhuleni, right? They would have had a proper event.
Okay.
Because go 5, it would have been decent, but with 8, it would have been crazy nice. So 28. I'm done. I look
at KZN, guys. Don't chita ucula money spend. I ngakasuki KZN niyaxelelwa uba le province your money spend.
Na la dude mostly umyeni ka babes wabantu. Babes wadumo sorry. Yo enqonweni yami kukho uzodwa wabantu no.
Yo bane boxing match.
Umampintsha yeah. So Umampintsha naye is andithi naye ifuneral yakhe was an exorbitant amount of money. I just think banemali enitse KZN and we need to talk about how we can access mayehle ngoku iza ngakuthi because wow.
Yeah, look fana kaloku kuyaziwa uba imali ekhoyo funeka ityiwe ngumuntu wonke. So uba uthi ufuna 2 rand unikwe 20 rand. Wena uzafumana la 2 rand yakho. Funeka uyihambise.
That's the thing. Hence kuzawuthi looting frenzy then. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Episode 35, Ephondweni. I like the fact that I'm accurate. I know what. I am your Kim, the master builder. My vlog value as always. I'm not alone. I'm with the historic poet, Poetic Soul.
Magical one. My name is Poetic Soul. I am nothing if not magic.
I learned so. Yeah. I gotta get kuningi eMzantsi Afrika.
Kuningi oh.
Kuningi. Hey, it was dope. I didn't know that as South Africans, we do that thing of word of the year.
I think it's word of the year in terms of social media.
Okay.
I think it's the first one. It's like Pen Salb.
Yes.
Pen African.
Pen African everything. Pen African, Pen South African Language Board.
It's a Chapter 9 institution, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They say they emerged as a winner. Inaugural. Mostly.
No, Kuningi emerged as a winner. There's no one. How did they emerge as a winner?
No, did Kuningi emerged as a winner for the inaugural South African Word of the Year for social media with a commanding 61% of the total clip count.
Kuningi, guys. It's a lot.
So, yeah, man.
Don't you guys think and feel in the izawuncedisa noma raza kunanzikene kuphusheni ingoma yakhe because it's got a track out and it's called Kuningi.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so it might be the song of the year. No, but I think the song of the year is KO, guys.
Ithini ngoma KO?
Ithini Tata. Yo, umtsika sejiva. Yabo esejiva.
I must search for it.
No, it's a lovely song where he speaks about his success.
Ithini ngamapiano.
Uxelela umamakhe. Very similar to Unansik, same vibe with Usete. Uyenza no Daluwong.
Okay.
It's a very nice song. Ndaqala uyive sivi. Hayi. Next month drop look at now sihamba kuzo.
Wow. Kuningi.
And kuyakuba ningi ya.
Ningi.
Kuyakuba ningi ya. Look man, there was a painting.
Kuningi. Yeah,
no,
I
there
heard
was a
about
painting.
this painting.
No, there was a painting. It's a portrait. Yes, yeah.
Now kuzofuneka upaintele uleza picture.
I heard about it.
Yes.
You guys
so the portrait is like opulence, one side, mansion, green lawn.
Do we have the painting somewhere? Such that thing in lapha kule episode yabo. Ifakwe somehow, yeah.
Well, so kumnandi man, kumnandi. Lianolwandle man, lu blue. kwenye icala kusemjondolo nawo abantu bahleli phaa kwela thango because kwithango
basenyunyweni
yes emxobhozweni and then all for some reason bona eyabo iwe imnyama ilwandle labo nalapha phezulu
isibhakabhaka naso simnyama
isibhakabhaka yiloo nto yabo and then this thing polarized the country.
Whoa! High polarization. That's it. Hey. Somehow what cancellation?
Yeah, it polarized. Yes, it polarized the country. And then in the sense that abanye bathi, no, we feel like there's no need for bakuboniswe as images. Because siyayazi ba reality ekhoyo South Africa le nto nondoni besingazothetha ngolhlobo had this been bafana.
I feel like Ian irritated this conversation because if we know that these are our realities, why can't we speak about our realities? And also, if it was bafana, would white South Africa care?
Normally they don't.
Thank you. So masingadibanisi ndezi ngadibaniyo. Uyafumana at the end of the day, issue yamapokopoko it impacts on everyone. Yes. And the reality of it is that it happens in a divided South Africa, a polarized South Africa.
Yes.
Where the rich are wherever they are and the poor are wherever they are. And it feels like none recognizes the other. You know what I mean? And I feel more that the privilege, which is the white, is supposed to have in their minds all the time that there's a disadvantaged South African that I am supposed to be somehow bringing them closer to the standard of living in Kus.
Uncle Toms are always
oh my God.
Are always
Thank you
apologetic.
For that. Today, I was listening to something talking about Uncle Toms and I wanted to ask, what the hell is an Uncle Tom?
What's that? Who's that character on Boondocks?
Oh, Boondock. Oh, Uncle Ruckus.
Yes.
Oh, your Uncle Tom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is an Uncle Tom.
White people are the best thing that ever happened in the world.
Yes.
Okay.
So nango uman like
into ka Uncle Tom is a Malcolm X.
Sure.
It's a term that describes
the house negro.
Yes, the nigger in the house or ofundis uba don't fight the white people, but at the same time don't defend yourself. Don't run away from the white people.
Oh, so don't fight the white people. Endure the struggles and the troubles that white people
serve your master,
impose upon you.
Yes, like Abefundis, he used the term exactly that be directed to Abefundis.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that education. But then I asked Uncle Tom.
Yeah. So
uti Uncle Tom's is 10.
They are apologetic, Uncle Toms, and they want us to ubasenze ngolhlobo bona babona ngayo okanye benza ngayo sivumele nantoni na, because part of us being a democracy is us being able to debate issues. To discuss issues. That's how you transform a country. So when you are in the bokeh frenzy and you feel that other people should not raise their concern because ngomso.
Also, guys, we need to be knocked out of our comfort zones.
Yes.
We need to be knocked the fuck out of our comfort zones. Have proper conversations that drive us forward. Because kwenzeka lento ke nakule mijolo yangoku abantu abathethi nyani. Umuntu uqumbile intona wrong akho nto uyaxoka ikhona into because yayibona lando we must not do that.
And ulana unombuzo uthi right athi uthi okay ube nemini yakho.
Okay.
Yes. So I loved the painting. I loved the fact that it sparked a debate, and I loved the fact that it polarized.
English. No, me, I'm like, you know what? Let's have the conversations. And I heard Openyo was talking to Gareth Cliff.
Okay.
So within their conversation, he had controversies zakhe noba beke wabenishwa ku Twitter akafuna ukhomenta kakhulu ngento yase Israel and Palestine.
Okay.
Because wake wafaka picture ka Hitler in a quote ethile wabenishwa because of that. Izinto and that like I get irritated when we want to block certain opinions over things that have happened, things that are happening, and things that could happen. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Why is Sinjayana?
And also the fact that Hitler killed the Jews, and that we will condemn rather strongly. But the fact that he was able to say, look, our people need cars. So let's have a car that's decent enough, but affordable to working people. So we are going to create a VW, about people's cars. And if you look at it and you look at that plant and what was happening before kubeko le plant ka VW, kwakungabikho city. So now you have a whole city that is being funded by VW in the sense that wonke umntu opha is either uphangela pha planting lega VW or is rendering e-service. Kuzaba almost shops then do so that they have places to go to and whatnot. So that is something that we needed to learn. You don't just take over and don't have a plan. There's something that Mulemi said, podcast and chill, that most of us have 5-year visions. Good, well enough. But as a country as a whole, yes.
Oh, okay.
We don't have like a 20 or 50-year vision. This is what we want to see in 50 years to come as South Africa. Therefore, we'll work towards it. Noba mna ndizabe ndingekho physically xa sifika phana kwi-conclusion, but I know indoba kuthiwa Pondoland, the generations after will be set.
That's about right.
Because part of being a servant of the people, part of being a leader is for you to be able to carve a certain direction for the country. So with this thing, I loved it very much.
I do as well.
Yeah, I loved it.
Part of being a leader, part of being a leader is also making sure that you're accessible, that you're reachable and you're relatable and the people get you.
Who does it best right now? Let's not look at leaders now as faces, but as organizations.
Yes.
Right now, who is accessible?
It's the EFF.
I think so.
Relatability. I know it's gonna start feeling like I am an EFF, but the truth is the EFF is taking every opportunity to speak to the people one way or the other.
They understand new media. I think that's why they have a podcast.
They've got a podcast in Goku. Channel yabo on YouTube there's always something. If bane press conference, you can go live umamele their consultation with professionals. It felt like I was there as well. Facilitator ngundlozi, beautifully facilitated. KZN followed up consultation on the creative industry. I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't like the facilitator, Linda Spear, who's now a new member of EFF. I didn't like how the artist represented the sector.
You didn't like yena because of Tandy style presenta ngayo okanye bengena substance.
And Filishaba uvelewa all over the place in terms of presentation style. He was all over the place. He was too perhaps attached to the whole thing as well. So I felt that he took some time now. I felt the artists missed completely what that opportunity was about. Basically, the EFF panelists that were there, they had to reshape what the artists were presenting so that they make sensible points. I felt that way. Ngoba omnye phakama uthetha ngento bana usiswe sifsa ukhona apha mna ku sifsa ezinye artists abhadala 15,000 nanda abhadala 5,000. That's not the
No, but that's what artists do. Look, sasihambe saya Miriam Makeba
but we must read the room, yo.
And then xa sifika phana kuthiwa kuzoshapwa i-industry in the Eastern Cape, and these guys are talking about imali zecarnival.
No. I felt bayabhuda aba. Bekusuppose bathethe izinto eziqiqileyo mabaphakame umuntu athi, you know, the professionals, hey bebeza ne-ideas, bebeza nezinto ezakhayo. So if bephakamile omnye athi, mna I feel that NAC no mababe khona in every province okanye makubekho i-office eyi-1 ye-funding for NAC, NFVF mabagroupe bangene ku-office eyi-1. It will be better. Omnye phakame athi, I feel that i-artist mazenzelwe indlela yoba zikwazi uthenga indlu. If i-artist ifikele ku-professional space iyakwazi uprova ba ngonyaka eyenza imalenga mayikwazi unikwa imali ibhanka. Yabona into ezinjalo.
Yabona le, what you're saying for me is like it's real.
Otherwise ngifika ngokapha engqondweni.
What we don't understand, what we don't understand is that as a freelancer, awuna pay slip.
Yes.
Then awufumani like kwindawo sikuyo as a country, as a developing country, see
access housing.
Yes, inansika credit. It's very important currency that as a freelancer you don't get a chance to have. You ngenye ixesha if you're freelancer, you're working aqomba omnye umuntu eyama ingathi uyadelay, no akadelay, akanayi access kweza zinto wena mntu une pay slip, wena ungapeya kathathu ube nokwazi ufumane access to credit. Yena kudala wapela mntu pay for 8 years consistently every month.
Benza uthini na? Enye into difficult about the freelancing space is that, especially in the arts, it's difficult. We haven't gotten to the point where the art is just recognized as work.
Yes.
Yebo.
Yes.
And nansi le nto yenza hard because mhlambi omnye umuntu freelancer in another field uyakwazi uzaccess izinto quicker than umuntu okwe creative space. That's what I feel.
Injalo bendimbuzile uDS ke ukuba iza nini.
Mayize lanto apha.
Yes.
It needs to come through to every province.
Yes.
La consultation on a creative industry. Guys, I felt andibathandi aba bantu lendlela basipresenta ngayo. And ayinawukwenzeka, ayinawuba right into bakuthi kanti the entire creative space is awuthethelwa like KZN. Ngola hlobo bezipresenta ngalo. I felt also kwavela kwagcala abantu bakwa music kakhulu.
Yeah, they always come out.
Yeah, they do. But I felt ezinye art forms underrepresented. I don't know. I did like the fact that they did it though. Because that's when ndifunde khona nami into 28 million yesamazi umzekelo and whatnot. So it's very important that we become a part of these things, whether it's online or whatnot. Nangoku siyakwazi usubmit for manifesto for EFF. Yayazi Moslanda, you can submit ilentuka yakho thoughts zakho on the manifesto or your inputs via WhatsApp even. We understand?
Yeah, ilento kenyano sincho because mna befike omama pa.
Bathini omama ngoku?
Omama balamasela. Bazo
omama be-ANC yakhe. Kaloku siyayibiza ne-EFF.
Okay, omama be-ANC. Bathi bazosibhalisisa.
Yeah.
So mna ndithi hayi sesibhalisile for uvote. Hayi ANC ifuna uyazithi umama ayo ANC evotisayo. Ngu-IEC. Umna ndibhalisile ku-IEC. Sentsho ndi-right.
Yeah.
Nalapha endlini wonke umuntu ubhalisile. Ndithi uyabona laa nto andiyithandi laa nto funeka kuyothatha oomama bahanjiswe kwezi ndawo.
Amavolontiya.
Uyabona laa nto?
Ndifuna utshintsha ngonto apply for a special vote.
Okay. Yes.
Funa vote the day before.
Okay. That's a good plan. I think that's
hopefully
how
they can come to my house. I don't have to go there.
No, they do. A
But the
special
thing is,
vote.
I can walk.
A special vote uyelwa endlini.
When
Yeah, uyelwa.
Maningathi zibakhona ballot stations ezivuleyo for walk-ins of people who want special votes. And the reason I want to do it, I mean, I really didn't care, but the last time we voted, when was it? 2020, 2021. Local elections.
I'm not sure we can have business as Nancy.
I think it was 21 or 20, but these are local elections. Doesn't this woman and your voter? Doesn't she like and the sitting disaw dear catcher lumton capayo unfuna amaphepha kagqirha?
Oh.
Akanga ufuna amaphepha kagqirha, ufuna i-proof. Anayo iphepha lo-proof abaniboni.
Hey.
Oh, ndaphansi ndamdlakaza ke mos.
Oh. So how did you call that?
I almost fisted on her. God prevailed.
What happened? How did that end?
No, I ended up going in, but I told her, but listen here, what are you saying? Are you sure about that? Like, what are you saying to me? And now, okay, vote. And also, can you just call the station manager? That's voting whatever person. Yes. And then I called Prakusta. And I said, these people are telling me that I need to have a piece of paper. You right, Londole? What? I'll handle it.
Yes.
I know.
There are so many issues.
I didn't like that. So I feel Mama there's a special vote.
There are so many issues, because I think Bona kubako la fight yenzeka naphakathi. So you need to have a party agent, a papakati ehleliyo. Otherwise, ninzi umbishimbishi nje eyenzekayo papakati. But really, EFF is doing well, Sham.
They are.
It's capturing the minds of young people.
Student Command.
Bese kujonga ke ngokaphe Eastern Cape.
Take over
Ndoni i-40.
Yeah.
Yabuya nayo. I think they
NMU?
made history. NMU, out of 5 campuses, they won 4. Wow. Well, it's a clean sweep.
Okay, it's calling the Enzakayo. Is our backcorner. Let's talk about and I had suggested that we need to start talking to people from these political parties.
Yes.
Because the elections are coming up and we need to dedicate a whole episode and say, now we want to talk to UDM reps, what are your policies? And I think it'll be very important. But unfortunately, I mean, even my man, action essay, ne? My man. Is it action essay? Are you saying he's the only member of Action SA? I think he did IT. Do you think he studied IT?
I don't know.
But theology.
I don't know.
Hey, it's advanced as always. Like ufuna smart cities. And akayithethi as long as it's unreachable. Do you know what I mean? These are all possible things. And I sometimes when these people speak, though, especially on technology, I wish they can remember the rural areas.
Yes.
And just the level of accessibility or inaccessibility that exists in those spaces to these things. Because up to this day, we don't know. Can you buy fiber if uhlele lalini?
I don't think so.
You feel me? So before we get excited and plan, get technology and whatnot, we need to sense an equal South Africa, and then we can start talking. But to my money, I don't want to lie to you. A person who's learned, who listens to my money, and who understands the importance of the smartness of everything, I also am benign.
Okay, now I'm going to go to Mlong.
No, when sit up away, Kimba, my money. Go Build One South Africa.
Build One South Africa. No.
Yeah. Action is saying Mashaba. Like me.
Action is say Build One South Africa.
Ihamba ezi-political parties, ihambe i-political party ifikelele kwi-level apho i-leadership ininzi kune-followers.
Oh my God.
Or i-members. Ubabone bebaninzi phaa estagini. Ba-address abantu abayi-4 phaa, bona bayi-10 phaa estagini. Yenzeka kwi-Cope. Yabo. So
I don't know, like Your question was how do we think the leaders are doing, or actually the parties? I'm not ANC. I think they hey.
But
ANC ingathi mhlambi ingathi bayoyika. Yabona banginosho mandini mental picture yabona engathi kumuntu lozazi uyibandonile ne ndoyika ke ngokuya endlini ndiyochaza kumama ba ndiyityile la mali yabo ebethume ngayo bane stress and into eyenzekayo ke ngoku ubrother lumncinci yena uyenzile yonke laa nto ebeyithunyiwe ngala mali yabo and uzawufika report ba mama uyabona umaka yakhim uthenga ohlobo nohlobo ndifumene la swekile ukuthi mandiyithenge and then irice andifumana ngakaspani baleka ndayoyithenga ka Pick n Pay, that's why ndifike late. Uyakwazi uaccount uyanga brother ba kwenzeka ntoni and ke mama la 10 rand ingayisebenzisanga ndiyacinga ba masiyigcine because ngomso ubuthe eclinic imali bus fare yabona la so uyoyika ke ngokusondela lo mdala brother because uliphara yabona uyitek utyile imali yafumana and akukho and uyayazi intsokolo yalapha ekhaya yafumana uyazi clean intsokolo yalapha ekhaya but uyakayikhathalela kangahoye izinto zalapha ekhaya ngala cuntswana le mali beyinikiwe ngoku uyoyika usondela ngondifilisha lanto ngeANC apha ikhoyo unxilile uANC libhadula uANC akazazi makazithini uANC umane buza kwabantwana balapha estratweni ba hey man khona uLady pha uyoyika ugoduko ANC
usengxakini
ndifinisha ngolo hlobo ngoANC ne
and uzawubuzwa ba iphi iketile yalapha endlini
yes uthathe into ANC wasithengisa ANC yetsokolisa uDA yena ingxaki yakhe uDA
Springbok
uDA mani unento unengxaki yofuna ubana ngaba rather than uEFF ne no younger brother whatever rather than uEFF abenazo ifestile ze-aluminium noske betere yabona like uyazazi yena uthanda zeglass ifestile umzekelo uyayazi yena yakhe like ba uthanda zeglass but uthe asavu ba uEFF uthanda ifestile ze-aluminium waqonda ba never zawuthukisa apha estratweni ba bazibile ezanto ze-aluminium and i-aluminium ngoku iyagulisa i-aluminium katshe akade asimemele endlini yakhe athi guys zaniza notya pha kwam ndiphekile nam iyona nto ayijongileyo yabana ngaba anyways ndizawutya umphokoqo pha kwa-EFF akho nto ibhetera uEFF azanika yona uzawuthi athi uyapetsula uyafumana akade athi ebantwini bakokwabo mama yiza apha kum because ndiphekile kuzawubakho iturkey negemoni nantoni yabana sizawutya inyama eziyi-5 then 7 colors akatsho so asimazi bakwenzeka ntoni ngeyakhe iChristmas umzekelo yabona.
So a perfect analogy is a couple inendawo ehlala kuyo, so there's like a sliding door so you can see outside and love you ibabonisa next, so they always see xa umama wase next door exhoma impahla. So the wife always complains or comments uba hey lo mfazi impahla zakhe soloko zixhoma zimdaka, up until one day uthi hayi namhlanje ziclean and then umyeni uthi hayi ndivase ifestile. So bezingekho mdaka ezazinto ibiyifestile, so she's always looking outside egxeka ngaphaya neglecting i-flaws zakhe.
Bangicapukisa ngaloo nto iDA awuyazi what they're serving. Honestly, I don't know what they're serving anymore. All I know is that their worst enemy is the EFF.
They go to court all the time.
And ngoku bekusando bakhwela into ridiculous bisando kwenzeka isenziwa yile nto yi-AfriForum le group befake ezaa stickers or whites only or no whites allowed, whatever the case may be, AUP. And they
at the
University of Pretoria.
I missed that. But no whites allowed.
Yes, and then it was perceived that it's the EFF that did this thing, but these guys, AfriForum, they said, yeah, it was them. Bebe Senza, case study or whatever the case, an social experiment.
Okay.
But the DA still wanted to take the EFF to court.
I'm
like, what's wrong with these people? Like, abana ngqondo yocinga. Hayi ke u-EFF mntanam. U-EFF ungumntana okhuliswe ngumama oright othi mntanam ungabozi comparison nabanye abantwana.
Yes, siyazi vote yakho ya.
Yabona la? EFF hayi mina iyami ivote zayo ku-EFF kaloku.
Yes.
Because uyathetha umama ka-EFF umfundisa kahle ku-EFF ba jonga suhoya zonke into zabanye abantwana. Ndiyamazi ubrother wakho liphara ungayilandeli la path kabrother wakho. Uzoyele jonga le ndawo kuyo yonke le mizi mntanam kusisirathi nemigqomo suhoya bakukhondoni emgqomeni wase next door.
Yes.
Lahla ezakho into ezimdaka phaya emgqomeni wakho umgqomo uzohamba qha sonke sinemigqomo yethu umuntu makahoya umgqomo wakhe because uzahoya umgqomo ase next door ba bebetye uKFC izolo okanye ubunile nalo yonke lonto le kuyanuka kula mgqomo kanti nalo wakho udinga ufaka uJace Fluid umgqomo.
Yes.
Faka iJace Fluid emgqomeni wakho.
Ngitsuke funa ufake iJace Fluid kodwa umlomo
bengicela usohlulele ba ubhadelwe nawo.
Andibhadelwanga ne and bakhena bhatal mhla kunothiwa andibhatela hayi ndaze ndinohlulele izihlobo zami andazani ngomntu nomona kodwa inyaniso mayibe msula phambi kuKristu. I-elections is next year ne azikho next year elections.
Yes,
noba ngoMay ne
2024 May, yeah.
But I don't know what the ANC is doing.
Kaloku bebefaka bethumele abamama pha endlini.
Ugwethe uyathukisa ba ANC Youth League ungathi umlomo ugcwala amagwebu. ANC Youth League ifuna 50% kwachakacima kwavutha and ANC Youth League ixakwe zi-universities because yatha i-student command yathatha pha i-EFF yathatha i-universities. That lost ke ngokuba kanti ANC Youth League yangena nase-university. Kanti sasko ayiyo wingi did last ngokuba abazonyathelana abantwana pha Youth League nesasko funeka bacampaignele into eyi-1 makuphume i-Youth League yonke iyoncedisa isasko pha phakathi
kunzima kaloku.
Oh man, there's a problem.
Kunzima. Do you think
I'm sorry for bangathi ndimephi but ndizibukelele ndithena njenge-top 3 ndibukele ba abakho serious ngobomi aba ngamaphara bafrats abe-ANC bona. They cannot be okay in minds.
Do you think indoba most normally we would use inansika, we would use results za City. They could in some way tell us kuba a vote whether nationally or locally is awahamba njani. Do you think with what is happening we'll see an upset as people are saying 2024 is our 94?
I think when I came, if the young people that are in universities can use their power of influence, if kungakhe kufakwe, if babekuthiwa mhlambi kukho imali yo campaign ephumayo, uyabona? If kungakhe kuthathwe la mali i-focus pha ku-universities ba nini campaigning agencies zethu.
Yes.
And they go with whatever reasoning they have to vote a particular way into communities and influence i-peers zabo. Andifuni uthetha ngabantu abadala kakhulu. Andifuni uthetha ngabo. Ndifuna uthetha ngaba bana over 18, between 18 and 35.
And the greater population is the youth.
Exactly. Ndifuna uthetha ngabi kakhulu and say, if those could be utilized as agents, the campaigning agents of change.
Yes.
We could see an upset. But the challenge is that there's a lot of despondency. Okay. And there are more young people abahleli phansi elokishini than those that abase varsity. And yangoku abaya balapha ngaphandle baba despondent to a point where lowo ufike kuqala ne plastic ene grocery bazawuresponda kuye.
Bazityela babantu.
Yabona bazawuresponda kulo ufike phethe plastic iqala because usicingile yena. Yabona and ke ngoku andifuni ukuthi abantu mabakhampene ngeplastic zegrocery. That is also not correct.
Kodwa ke uyijonga lonto leyo bayitya igusha bayivala igusha bathi sawuvotela wena nkokheli zabuya results ithethe enye into waphinda kunyaka olandelayo umntanami phayri la ward yami kwa 23 wayekhupha ibox ze wine wazikhupha waxhonyiswa izinto abantu bahamba bovuthulula izikipa ezidala banxibe ezazikipa kwabethwa igwijo apha abantu bavota differently miyangani okay wahloba ibanga ngancima uzawuthetha so setsho bayakwazi ukleva abantu
so wethu mna ndinezo those that would be my only concern otherwise nyani if the varsity votes were a reflection on the national vote it's
gonna be a very interesting year.
I mean, honestly, I feel like we need a change.
It's gonna be a very interesting year. We need young blood because it's the pulse of any movement. People who are making changes. We have Facebook today. Those are young people, who created that change. Uba masibe kule ndawo sikuyo siyakwazi uncokola. Facebook started out isetyenziswa ngabantu abathile. Now news outlets, media sithi sicela usifakele pha ku Facebook comment yakho and so young people are the one who needs to revolutionize and also just change the face of things. If we can allow abantu abamnyama siyeke obhuti abanegwebu.
Uthe uGqwede Mantashe singa amachego alapha. Asibambelanga mntu. I was so nar listening to him speak like that. And I felt that uyayazi ba ngamanye amaxesha siye sicinga into ethile iyoli attract abantu kulando ne. Uyamazi uJulius Malema, uJulius Malema uvula umlomo wakhe athethe lento afuna uyithethe. Ngolo hlobo afuna uyithetha ngalo. I felt that uGwede uyayibona ba uJulius uphi ngoku ne.
Yes.
Obonke mhlawumbe bayibukelela nto bambona uJulius kola hlobo bambona ngalo and they think that nabo uba bavele bakhamisa batyhala it will be okay. But i-problem nokukhamisa utyhale ube ungekho attached to your message is that iphuma ngola hlobo lakaGwede. Because akathethanga kakuhle and ndamva ba akayiva le confusion ayikhozayo. Uyayiva lena ndithetha ba how do you send the ANC Youth League to universities when you've set up SASCO at universities? That's like taking SASCO to go to schools ayoncedusa ukhosas.
Yes.
They're going to step on toes.
That's
who's to look at the issues of unemployment here youth go because SASCO is not looking at that. SASCO is looking at matters as within the universities and the ANC Youth League is supposed to be speaking to youth that's outside of that space.
I think what the ruling party did not understand was the phrase divide and conquer. And Bona, they've divided themselves. So if you within one group, you have as groups as needs, it's easier for you to get amacala atsalela kwindawo ezingafani. For an example, you are ANC, but within ANC you have youth league. So you are young, funeke nincokole into zenu nodwa. Thina siyi-mother body anisiva asizokwazi univa kakuhle.
Did you listen to us speech?
And then second, no, I didn't.
Oh, yes.
And then second to that, you then, from the mother body, now you have a women's league, but you don't have a men's league. So it's like, the
men's league is the mother body.
But
the
also
men
bakhona no
identify as
mama.
mothers.
Okay. So this is one organization, and then for the organization to be strong, it then goes and rallies, is it COSATU, the tripartite, what is it made? And SACP. Those are three different parties, or zindatu, uphinda ube na le itu. Then ke ngoku into yenzekayo xa behleli aba bantu bekhokasa in those different settings, they have different ideas. And xa kusiyiwa on a national conference, each and every party ephana kweza groups inale mandate ifuna ukuyipusha forward. So if eyam khange ipase eyobani ipasile, then mna I start poisoning those people and those structures ebezisithumele pha uba yenzekanga lento because of this and that. So yayiyi-failure yabo. I think also what makes lento kuthiwa yintoni yi-centralized democracy that is being used by the economic freedom fighters, where you don't have a women's league. You don't have a union. but you can go and represent abasebenzi. You have a GPV desk, which is something that's also part and parcel of the same organization, Ekhona. The only thing that you have, because you acknowledge that abantwana bayaya esikolweni and there are different politics esikolweni, and then you will have a student command.
And it's also a beautiful training space, the student command.
Yes.
Training young leaders as well.
Yes.
What's the swim Mkhwebane?
Andikhange ibukela bencinza banalo ixesha loyibukela le episode. I think the second episode, because the first one it was more explanatory. Ukuba this is why we have the podcast. In it's gonna be easy. Have a centralized space to disseminate information. Yes, it's very important. New media, that's very important. Mkhwebane, I would love to see kuthiwa ebethwa nguJulius for so long. It's funny now that she is joining EFF. What we don't understand is that in politics, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies, as long as we are in alignment with the mandate or what we want to push forward.
Why is about political? Why is about political? She's no longer the public protector.
Yes.
And I like how she stated, I said it, kwa interview, but I'm not political. I'm not a member of any political party. Only now it's the first time I've found a political home in the EFF.
Yes.
And that's what I've chosen.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, well, but I love the fact that they're utilizing new media. Talking about media, kukumfana man. Yeah, well, that's doing great. Ebese at Durban. Yeah, well, I was in Joburg for some time, came back to Durban. He opened up a radio station, which is a hip-hop radio station, 24 hours. It's online. Yeah, well, so when many challenges are, I think also the space as at Durban was not conducive, because if you want to do, in my understanding, if you want to do a full-on hip-hop station, Kaibeke Gauteng, have a 24-hour blessing if unokwazi broadcast nationally, because currently the only national stations are SABC stations. We format a koyo ngokuye nansiki wireless. So he went back home embizana ngumkhaya kanansi Gaza man. Q1 also DJ, very someone analog junkie. So he created Pondoland Times.
Okay.
So Pondoland Times is doing well. It's a physical copy. It's still working because it's a rural space. So what they're doing is they cover news around Mtata and all this Nansika spaces. It's been growing in leaps and bounds. I think it's their second or third year now. And Bebe Awards recently. Tabala some phone man. So that he let us know about this thing and
it's in our deck. Founder of the year.
Yes, founder of the year, media premiere. He came second.
Sure.
Yeah, Bonakuyo. And I think I think he was the only one, or maybe by two, who are black owned media houses.
Nice.
And what they do also is to train, interns and so forth.
Very nice.
Yeah, well, so they're doing well. Man, like it's not causing phone. Okay, I can't see. Don't sleep on a job, man. Don't sleep on a job.
When has the headphones in?
Uncle Tom, Anas. No, you do. Won't you do the interview?
Say interviews. Experience now.
So number yeah.
It's going on.
Yeah.
Hello?
My king, you good? It's your king, man. You live on the podcast, the Pondoland.
Is it?
Yeah. What it do, son?
All is good.
Yes. Man, Hashem, business, deliveries.
I know.
Yeah, man. So we talking about the journey, Lena, what were the awards? The Mediapreneur Awards, Founder of the Year, and you coming second. Just let us know, like, what the awards are about and how did you get to hear about them, and you going to Unansiku number 2. Were you the only black media house to be corner?
The media house is fire. Because this is the guy who won. I think he's a pastor of some sort. I don't know what he does, but I think he's a television broadcaster in He's a guy from Kenya.
Okay.
So that was the only publication. Yeah, it's an African thing.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That's dope. That's dope. You came second.
Yeah.
What does that mean? There's a bag. Did you get the bag?
I wish. But the recognition, of course, it means something because it means you can open other doors by mentioning all.
So
ukwazi uba ube around abanye abantu elsewhere, not just apho ukhoyo. Ndingazilimiti for Alfred region le ndikuyo okanye Eastern Cape kuphela. Yeah.
How are the people receiving and consuming Pondoland Times?
Oh, very nice question. I
ask nice questions, my nigga. That's why I still do what I do.
1 online and 2 on print. We publish the newspaper on Fridays.
Okay.
Every Friday of the month. 5,000 copies.
How many 5,000 copies?
5,000 copies.
And are these being sold or are they free of charge?
It's not easy. That's one thing I can tell.
Are they free of charge? As Tapulelegy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kuba emakhaya i-setup yakhona ungakwazi ukwenza door. If the setup besakwenza door-to-door. But siyaseyibeke kwi-retail shops, municipal offices, garages, petrol garages have been very good to us.
And advertisers?
Nakwezinye libraries and other places. Pardon?
Advertisers? Do you have advertisers?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough. Ukuba apha ku-regional region yethu Alfred nto bonke oomasipala balapha bayasupport.
Oh, bless.
From Matatiele, Ntabankulu, Bizana, including Mount Frere okwabhaca which includes the Mount Elif and Mount Frere. Then the Alfred district municipalities. But also we've got advertisers as far as Pretoria, Joburg, some lawyer guys in PE, countrywide, and investing with Ilandia search engine optimization because we've optimized the website here to a point where we Google search helps us a lot to get the advertisers. Sometimes people find us online, and then they cause in now online, then there's a website like I can trust these guys. We also the only publication in the Alfred region, and probably one of the few grassroots publications certified by APC, Audit Bureau of Circulations of South Africa.
Right.
So we're audited every 3 months, every quarter of the year.
So
that means the print order yet is verified, is certified.
Nice.
Sometimes you lie, like I print 5,000, can't this guy print only 500 copies and I'll drop it there. Then you get advertising and you can work out numbers to get advertisers. But unfortunately for us, we can't do that because we are verified. So the verification is to protect the advertiser more than us and the credibility of paper. But no, this is a legit thing. We're not, yeah.
What's your online footprint?
Oh, there. We're currently sitting when check in the report of the past 12 months. It's sitting on 3.8 million website impressions.
Wow.
And
that's
a lot.
What website impression for a layman like myself?
It's a way of calculating how many people possibly saw a website or a content on Google search, Google display, Google search, Google discover, and also Google News. Okay. When you're doing a search, for example, on Google, you're Googling, let's say, Nelson Mandela death or funeral, and making an example.
Yes.
Or let's say you Google Sengo Meyiwa made a case, and then within the Google first page, what you see there, if Pondoland Times appears, or one of the articles that you wrote in regards to or relating to that particular search, it counts as an impression, even if someone did not click it per se.
Oh, okay.
That's both on Google search, Google News, and Google Discover.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
And is the paper in English or is it Xhosa or both?
The paper is English.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in English, but there's few articles that we write in Xhosa. We're running a trial, thing like it's a test to see if abantu bangabanawo now umhla. But we've noticed ukuthi on print abanawo nyani umhla. But with digital iyasibulala because Google penalizes us, and they've since de-ranked us. We rankings because of the two languages. Any website with two languages, abayithandi abantu baka Google, but Google is the biggest search engine. We might end up not putting anything online in vernacular to sort of like work on sorting out the rankings, because without the rankings, we might drop on viewership on online. And the other thing is that we are very interested pushing online. We are eventually we might make money there without the print product, but the print product is the one that generates more revenue. Possibly 90% of the revenue comes from print. Since the advertisers there are more like government agencies and government related advertisers. So abantu beko abakayithandi lanto online or abayithathi serious. Yathe jabo bafuna ukuyibonisa thing on print. So now you stuck in between there, like I should do this. Even if Daily Maverick introduced a print product, because they pushed online for a while, but babon by us, we actually should do a weekly publication. So that I think they found a way of securing the advertisers because they are bigger and they are funded.
But I also think the community that you are serving will be best catered for via print media.
Yeah, of course. Khona abantu abangakaze bayibone iwebsite, but who know about the paper. But vice versa, there's people who've seen online, like as far as New Zealand, PE or wherever, who have never seen the print publication, but who follow the stuff that you do online, either on social or website-wise. Abanye abantu, they consume content, any type of content online through social media, but they will never go on a website and actually check other stuff that you do. But they check, they follow you on Instagram, they'll check you and follow you and like the things and react on them on that particular social media platform they like because they like it. And then they end up liking your brand because it resonates with them. Uba betando Instagram, nezinye platforms like TikTok and whatnot.
Before we let you go, bro, you're doing amazing stuff. I love what you're doing, and I love that you identified that gap, Ephondweni, and you actually came through with Pondoland Times. Pondoland Times. Kasixelele ngale initiative yakho of taking interns from institutions kuthiwa Land of higher learning.
Of higher learning, yes, sir. That one is a very nice initiative that we did. It started in 2021 when the paper started. So I started the paper in March.
Okay.
Quickly, I took one intern. They approached us who funda at Tshwane University of Technology, but while up design. I'm like, I know, man, but because I've done work integrated learning before with other students and other organizations like a radio, other places I've worked at. So I'm like, I know, I'll take you. After that, last year we took about 20 students, 10 PR students and 10 journalism students. Out of those, about 18 of them, as we completed that program, they graduated. This year we've got only one for now, but it's a nice program to be part of. Ngoba, it's like a giving back to the community type of fees. Ngoba abanye abantu bayagqiba ukufunda kodwa ufumanisa uba abakaze bayenze le nto, end up senza something else because akakaze anikeze opportunity to actually do lo msebenzi awufundelayo. Ayibona uba if it's something I could advance or something I can do, then I'm very happy to be part of this work integrated learning, and it nikeza iyasikhulisa nathi as iphepha. And as individuals as well. Or plus one abantwana they graduate at the end of the day. Like I was part of that person's journey. Wherever they are, they will never forget whatever I did for them, even though we're not getting paid for now for doing that.
All right. No, cool and the gang, man. Thank you very much for
Thank you for your beautiful work.
Peace, love, and respect. Thank you so much for having me.
Where is born? That was Uchu.
Whoa! But we're radio. Sasas.
Ay, moshile.
Sasas.
Azona bheka la.
Shidi.
Unochuku kodwa ukukulu. I think that's one thing I'm taking away from
New World Order, funny. Funa song is kumshe set in English.
Best polarize, man.
I was polarized by us, unite.
I was once polarized, you know.
I was once polarized. Then City, if we can develop one African language, we'd be better off as a people.
I think so.
When African people meet up in a space.
I don't think Google akafuni isiXhosa, akafuni languages ezimbini.
Kaloku uthi ufake vernacular uyehlisa kwi-ranking. I tell you as vernacular.
You mean isolezwe noma nalesezantsi because bona they just stuck to a language.
No, but and yes.
Yeah, man. I think
no,
I think we are not very wrong. Some people take language one ungaxobi because yeah.
Njani, one article is in Xhosa entirely.
A website, yeah, bo. It's not a article. Website English. Also, because of politics, when it comes to licenses,
I don't think there
when it comes to languages, I
don't think there's a language policy for a website. Or we just have to check that.
Google business. No, website yakho, but as long as uzazi noba according to Google zikhona ongazozifumana like uzawuhlisa le ranking uthini akuthiwa suyenza lento but yazi noba if uyenzile this is what's gonna happen. So into nokohlulayo wena ukwenza iwebsite ezithu uthi nansi Pondoland Xhosa Pondoland Venek your English.
Okay. But I don't think it should be that way uba uhliselwe i-rankings due to a-language. I think most eyona nto sijonge ngayo zi-impressions. It's traffic. Yonke into.
Exactly. Now Google place i-adverts yena website yakho uyafika pha ubhale ngenye language. Aba bantu abasepha owatheba nobala le way ibekle website izofuna ngabantu abathile abantu bayafika pha yafika ukubhas pha fuma isiXhosa
Dude, like when I had my website, azange ndichazele mntu uba ndijonge ngobani abazaza kule website. I created my website.
Awungarenkwa wena. Mhlawumbe kwazawuba uzamonetize le wethu amkuyabuza za question. Wena zange uyihoye lana.
All I'm saying is let us have one African language. Do you know how nice it would be to walk into a space? All African people is like, "Bulisana ngendlela eyi-one, abelungu bahleli phakathi." They're like, what are they saying? Bayofunda nabi language yethu, yabo?
Yes.
Because in like I don't
and
know.
So
man.
ichuzile. So ithethe kakuhle. Funeke thina sizi-Africans masithethe iswahili.
Sizawuthetha iswahili. Sonke. Akuthetha isiZulu, akuthetha isiXhosa.
By the way,
Iswahili.
Zulu is number one spoken language South Africa. Ilandelwa sisiXhosa.
Right.
I think after that, Afrikaans.
English can't be.
Look, you have more people. You have more people in South Africa who understand the Afrikaans than the English. English, you understand what I understand English. You understand what nini?
Yes, I English.
Tu. Ibapita.
Kuningi guys.
Yenzeka ebubeleni shame ekugqibeleni adibana no Mark towards the end that kuye Mark nobuxolile ngokuthi bro yes and yabe inetha and people came through. Yeah, I know we were there.
Goku talk about heat wave.
So sayibona Eastern Cape, Gauteng and Northern Cape. Sizaba ne heat wave. Eyoba nini? And yes, if we don't think into
East London heat wave is coming on the 16th.
That's the lovely way to end it.
Can we just say?
No,
this is just. Oh, by the time this goes on air, Amapokopoko would have played.
Yes.
Today, we're pre-recording. Before Amapokopoko play, we'll be back after Amapokopoko have played.
Okay.
But this episode is our Lala. Say we win Amapokopoko.
Predictions, Younger.
As a winner.
It's gonna be a very tight one.
Yes.
Because Batate Orefli was England. I'm not happy with that.
Yes.
But Amapokopoko for the past two games, which is the quarter and the semis. But we fight against all odds. It's going to be a very tight one, but I give it to the Boks.
Okay, Tsika.
Ramaphosa is my president of the World Cup ezimbini.
Who the same WhatsApp group, Mish?
Okay. Danam day 35.
And yes. You're talking about World Cup.
It's going to be a tight one. And imagine it's about one. Like always with Inansik, Boks, ne Springboks.
I imagine, I think it's between 2 and 3. 2 points and 3 points.
Okay. All right.
No, I just say that's why we nearly by the time this airs, they would have won.
Let's take
yes, but our blood is green type vibe.
Yeah, I know. Portrait.
Oh!
Polarizing. Peace and love.